That's why they don't need to grammar. But if I talk about myself and those people who are really belong to Hindi medium board, they always listen Hindi. Acha, you also.
In school, you won't believe I had done my graduation in Hindi, and you know what? When I was trying to change my medium to English, I got failed in two subjects. So I again have to rechange, and I completed my graduation even in Hindi language. So now you can see, like, I am totally from the Hindi medium on the English.
Okay.
But there
Oh,
is no.
sure. But I am recording this session
Okay, you are already recording. That's great. Let me see. But you're not visible.
now.
Yes. Am I visible to you?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Am I visible? I think.
Yeah, of course.
Good. So how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm doing fantastic. As you can see, I'm sitting freely. No disturbance at all today. So,
Okay. So it's need to introduce ourselves.
okay.
I'm just asking to you. It's need to introduce ourselves because
I do not think so actually because I already know you already know me and the viewers they have no I think they don't want to know more about ourselves. Instead, they just want to listen a conversation. So there is no need, I think. What do you think?
okay. So of course
Yeah. So how is your channel going?
it's going a good.
It's going great. Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
Where are you right now? Are you in the institute or at home?
No, I'm in at home.
Okay, you are at home today. So how is your classes going on?
In this time, I runs my batch in the evening time, so it's going on be too good.
Okay, okay, okay. Because it's very cold actually. But
Yeah, of course. That's why I
you're
just transferred the. Sorry,
where are you from? Right now, where are you from speaking?
at my home, from my home.
Where it is? I forgot.
It's Kanpur. I belong to Uttar Pradesh, in a Kanpur city.
Okay, okay, okay. No, you're not wearing any sweater, so I thought it's not really cold.
No, actually, you know what? Today I took a bath. It's late, so I just thought like that. No need to sweater, and the sunlight also appear. That's why.
Great, there is no sun here in Gurgaon. Cold. I'm wearing two, one sweater and one jacket.
I look at you. Here is around it 2 3 days ago. The weather is good. It's not too
Oh,
much cold.
that's great because because of this cold season, I am not able to do work normally because usually I wake up like 7 o'clock in the morning, but this time I don't feel like getting up. So everything is just messed up.
I know. In the this year, a winter, it's totally unarmed. Everybody has got to suck.
Yes, absolutely. So, what should we talk about today? Is there any specific thing in your mind?
This session, it's happened too sudden, so I don't have any topic. But if you have, then we can discuss.
We can discuss all about learning English because people are searching only the thing like how to improve your English. So, let's discuss about that. What is the best way of improving English as per your point of view? Because you're a tutor.
Uh, Yes, if I mention my point of views about English, because this is a question asked by lots of viewers, how can improve my English? What is the most important thing? So, I would like to suggest one thing. If viewers are learning stage and they don't have idea about the grammar, how to frame the sentence, how to make the conversation, because I know there's a lot of trainer who suggest the grammar is not important, but it's my personal opinion because I belong to UP board, like a Hindi medium board, so I really need a grammar when I was learning this language. Then I want to suggest that the people who don't want to know about the grammar, then first focus you should give the grammar. I know grammar is not important in a deep way, but little bit you should have idea about the grammar, how to frame the sentence and what is the main things, what how can you use and how to prepare. And second topic is that you should focus on the vocabulary also, because if you don't idea about the vocab, are you not visible?
I need to.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay now. Yeah, you were telling me that
So
grammar
I
is
was,
important. Yeah.
yeah, after grammar, I was talking about the vocabulary. Because vocabulary is also play the vital role in our conversation skills in our English also. Because if we don't idea about the vocabulary, so how can frame the sentence, how can just impact ourselves to in front of to a lot of people, because in this time idioms we all are using in our conversation, they all are things give the good impact, the viewers things like that, the learner thinks also this is a good thing. So I think two session is very important to improve your English, to give the confidence also. So you have to cover the grammar, you have to work on the vocabulary also, and then we can start the activities like reading, listening. These all are things we can do to improve our English. That's it.
Okay, like I am one of them who do not agree with this fact, because I personally learned English without any grammar or vocabulary, especially vocabulary. My vocabulary is still not good. I am speaking very basic words which we are using like in the day-to-day life. I'm not using any fancy word to make my conversation like look like advanced level conversation or something. So I'm using the basic one, and that is sufficient for the conversation. As far as grammar is concerned, I would like to put another question here. Like when we were kid, we learn Hindi without learning any grammar rule. So why can't we learn English like in the same way?
Of course, we can say that. As I mentioned, you if you don't know about the grammar little bit, because as I mentioned myself, my background belong to Hindi medium board, so I don't have any idea about the grammar. That's why I need to grammar. But if talk about the child, they all are studying in English medium board. They have surviving their life as a atmosphere. That's why they don't need to grammar. But if I talk about myself and those people who are really belong to Hindi medium board, they always listen Hindi. Acha, you also.
In school, you won't believe I had done my graduation in Hindi, and you know what? When I was trying to change my medium to English, I got failed in two subjects. So I again have to rechange, and I completed my graduation even in Hindi language. So now you can see like I am totally from the Hindi medium school, Hindi medium environment, Hindi environment. There was no such English environment, but still I learn English. I know I used to make a lot of grammatical errors just because my grammar concept were not clear that time. But you know, once I have learned the way of speaking, skill, fluency, everything was there. After that, I worked on my grammar, and now I'm working on it, and I can see a little bit of improvement. I'm making very normal mistakes. Everyone makes mistake while speaking. Even if I speak in Hindi, sometimes I make aiga, aigi. I make mistakes. So that's the same thing which I'm doing with English. So what's wrong with it? Now tell me.
Okay. Okay. I think you are exceptional part. Then we can say that. But but in my personal opinion, because I was unable to speak single sentence with the help of grammar. So I need a grammar. When I want to speak and I don't have the any structures, how to frame this structure, then I have idea about the grammar, then I can make, because grammar suggests that to you are speaker good, yeah, sorry, you are speaker wrong, yeah, right. Then we can improve ourselves.
But
But if you mention,
but we can also
sorry,
just by listening, if we are listening a basic conversation, if somebody is watching our conversation, if they are listening, okay, let's talk about the basic conversation for the storytelling. If we will start listening that, you know, after a few months or like 2 3 4 months later on, you will realize that how they are constructing a sentence. It is very natural. Like when we listen something, we automatically uh, start understanding that, like a kid. For example, my elder one, he's 5 years old. He speaks good English. He learned all like through home. I started having conversation with him from the very basic age, like when he was 2 and 2.5 years old. Now he understand everything. I didn't teach him any grammar, but still he understand everything. He know where to put did, where to put does. He speaks sometimes better English than me. He has a good sense of grammar also, even though he did not know anything. Grammar is still not started in their school. They're just learning A, B, C, D, A to Z only. They know A to Z, but still he can speak.
Yeah, no, I don't have any question about this, but we can say that because if you mention the child, as I mentioned you, surviving their life as a English medium, and they have experience, they just listen each and every time in English because that's why they have a knowledge. But I'm just talking about those people. And if you just suggest me your example, you just say told me I am also belong to Hindi medium board, then we can say that of course you are exceptional part. But in a starting, and if you are working on English, and if you really want to become a fluent speaker, then why we reject the grammar? You should work on only 1 month, and you can. I'm not talking about the deep grammar you have to need, but of course, basic idea you should have about the grammar. And if you talk about, you should have. Okay, you will have idea about the grammar. That's why you don't need a deep grammar to read.
Okay, now
But
let
if anybody
me give
okay,
you
you want.
what is the correct answer here. I am personally, even if I belong from a Hindi medium school, but since my childhood, I have this compulsory subject English, which is with everyone, the whole India. We studied one English subject from like since our childhood. That's why
Yeah.
we already know a little bit about grammar. So that's the reason I always say that we do not need to focus much on grammar because we already knew it. We have learned all the tenses, modal verbs, and everything because we have cleared our 12th grade. It means somewhere we have learned grammar, we understand the basic knowledge of grammar. So even if a person studied in Hindi medium school, he can speak English without focusing much on grammar because he already understand that, as you said, that basic grammar we required, that basic grammar he had already learned in its school. And now when he is in like job or working profession, he need to explore speaking the most, like speaking and listening, because this is what he did not get in their school time. Because in our school also it's Hindi medium, so people used to communicate in Hindi. Nobody speaks English. Nobody, how to say this, nobody used to speak in English. So that's the
Yeah,
reason.
they were not habitual.
I'm not habitual, yes. So that's the reason we need more listening and more of speaking. Grammar concept we already know, जितना like जरूरी है उतना हम लोगों को already आता है. But people still trying to master grammar first and then they want to learn English. So that's, I think, wrong. You don't need to do that. Now tell me, what is your opinion?
Of course, I'm a little bit agree with your point because if you mention, of course, this is a basic subject everybody has learned in their time. But when we want to start again, then if you forget that, then you can also just revise all our things which you have forget. Then you should work start on the reading, listening, and all things part. That's it.
Okay. Okay, I understand. So basically, like, still my point of view is that if you completed your education till 12th grade, you don't need to focus much on grammar. If you will start listening and try to speak daily 15 minutes a day, it will surely help you. This is the way I have learned. And you already know that I'm not really fluent with my grammar. Whenever I speak about my past, I sometimes stuck because I'm really not good with the grammar, and I'm still not doing any effort for learning that. I'm not listening stories or something. I'm still trying to learning it through conversation. That's the reason my progress is delayed. Maybe if I'll focus more on grammar this time, I might be perfect like few months ago. So I'm not doing it because I do not have time. I'm still trying to learning everything through speaking practice. And that's the reason I'm practicing daily with like everyone, like YouTubers, my subscribers, or like tutors. So this is the reason. Yeah.
That's a good thing because if we're working continuously in any work, then of course that will pay off one day. And you
Yeah.
speak up so well.
Thank you. Sometimes I feel that I stuck, especially when I'm so much expressive. If I want to express so many things all together, that time I feel that I'm stucking somewhere. But yeah, I'm working on it, and practice helping me a lot. I've realized that since I've started practicing daily through different people, I'm gaining a lot of confidence also, and I can see there's a visible improvements in my communication. Earlier, I used to make a lot of mistakes. Now the numbers have reduced. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
the best way.
as you talk about, sometime I stuck in time. So maybe that one reason of also happen. You don't have idea about the vocabulary. When you listen something, then you can just now you I have to speak this sentence. But if you just think like that, if I covered all vocab and I use the use in our sentence, and so maybe I don't need to any listen part things. I am able to use my all our structures with the help of my vocabulary. So
Yeah.
and that's why we can say that.
Yeah, no, I'm also doing one another thing for improving vocabulary. I'm just always before having conversation, I write 2 to 3 new words in front of me, and I try to put those words during my conversation. And this is how I'm feeling that I'm improving, and I'm able to use few new words every time in my conversation. That is also the best way. Okay, how many minutes? Like I'm getting message from school teacher. I need to send an
I
email.
think it's in this time 10 minute this session have been covered.
Okay.
So
Including previous one or like this one only?
uh, I didn't remember the before session, but this is only 10 minutes.
Okay, it will be 15 minutes
So
only,
we
and
can
I'll
add
try.
it. It's a fine. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. We'll see you some other day whenever I'll be available. We'll have debate on this. Next
This
time.
thing happens to each every time.
Every time, yes. I don't know why.
Okay, no issue.
Chalo, okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay.